Yo, good people. Come on into the building.
At VistaPrint, we print all the signs that help your small business stand out. We print tabletops that get your brand seen up close, and retractable banners that stop everyone in their tracks. We print A-frames that bring in business, posters that show them what you're all about.
Come on in the building. Go tell somebody to go tell somebody. What's happening? The shuffle is on today, right? Everybody's shuffling, trying to figure out where they're going to get some information from. Hey, look, we got to go back to the old school, you know what I mean? Until the new school come back. All right? Got to go back to the old school till the new school come back. But we still going to be pushing out this information to make sure you guys understand how to be aligned in every area, okay? Again, I'm your homie Herb, man. Please go tell somebody about me. If you're ever in the Georgia area, stop by, holler at your homie Herb, man. I am your neighborhood holistic practitioner. We're going to still be doing it, man. This is what it's all about, getting the message out. We got to get the message out, period, point blank, bottom line. I don't care what platforms we use. But I want you guys to understand the symbology of TikTok, okay? Understanding the symbology of TikTok, all right? It was just a moment in time, all right? TikTok is symbology of a clock. You never really had a bunch of time on TikTok. It wasn't a permanent fixture. But what you guys don't understand is that communism has been getting a rap for a long time from democracy settings, okay? And the one big difference in communism and democracy is information. So communism don't want free information, uncensored information, unfiltered information going into their societies. Why? Because they believe that those things will, first of all, change cultures, change the dynamic in which people think, how they feel, etc., etc., etc. So what old China did was say, okay, you don't believe that our way is better? Then we're going to create a system or application that's going to be able to allow people to be unfiltered, uncensored in your democracy, and we're going to see how much that affects your democracy. Now, if you look at TikTok and what it was able to do in the short period of time that it was here, it aided in political events. Trump said it by himself that, hey, look, if it wasn't been for TikTok, I wouldn't have been able to get reelected. So it aided in that. It also, if you didn't see, it started to change cultures, where you had the blacks now starting to understand that they were indigenous. And now you had this black and Indian type of debate, where before we was intrinsically combined together, right? Most of us got Indian in our family. Why we bickering with our brother about who land this is? Then obviously you're always going to have the atheist versus the Christian. So you start to see how uncensored, unfiltered information can start to unhinge the infrastructure of a society, which is what China was trying to promote. Not in a negative way, but just trying to show people this is why we censor information. This is why we do what we do, because it can change people's culture. It can allow you to go back and forth. It can allow you to be cutthroat. All these different things can happen once you start allowing information to free flow through a society. Okay? TikTok was not meant to be forever. It was not meant to be forever. But it was meant to show and prove that unfiltered, uncensored information in the majority of the way can start to eat away and corrode away at the foundation of democracy or any kind of government. Okay? So that's what you were seeing. All right? So now there's a shuffle going on, trying to find different ways to do the same thing TikTok did, but the thing about it is they don't have the same technology. So you're always going to get something close, but no cigar. So we got to go back to the foundation, right? YouTube is censoring, Instagram gonna censor, Facebook gonna censor, and you start to see TikTok censoring as well. Okay? But when you put all your baskets in one, you put all your ducks in a basket. All your ducks was in that basket. But one monkey can't stop no show. What happened is everybody flooded over there, and then now you have a foreign entity monopolizing the social media ring. What about the Mark Zuckerbergs of the world? Right? They'd rather for an American to get the money in America than a foreign entity. Okay? Especially the Trumpsters. So this is why you have this ban. Okay? This is why you have this ban. And you can't recreate it unless you reinstate it. Because it's their technology. Let me repeat that. You can't recreate it unless you reinstate it. Because it's their technology. I'm going to say that one more time. You can't recreate it unless you reinstate it. And furthermore, we've been able to now get the point. We got the point now, TikTok. We get the point. That if you get uncensored, unfiltered, to the most degree, information being passed around, it can start to unhinge cultures. Yes, we've been telling you that. But you thought our communism was bad. You thought that the fact that we were censoring information and that we were filtering things coming through, that you thought that we were doing that, and that was just egregious, and we didn't have no civil rights, no human rights. Come on, man. When the people start getting free up here, they're going to change the paradigm. When the people start getting free here, they're going to change the paradigm in which you can control them. So you'll start to see governments fall, religions fall, institutions fall, systems fall, all because people are starting to get freer here. Remember, we don't have shackles on no more on our bodily parts. So we got them on the brain. So TikTok said, let me put this here for a moment and let me show you what unbridled information will do to your society. But you had so much of a gold rush to TikTok that America said, hold on, they're going to monopolize the whole social media reign, and they're not even an American entity. So we got to put a ban on it. All right? But what does that do to your health? Because that's what we talk about here on the Herb Man Show. What does that do to your health? What is that going to do to your health moving forward? Well, a lot of you guys had a lot of, trust and believe. I done met people from all different ages on social media, TikToking. And it does corrode at our communication skills toward one another. Have you ever been out to dinner with somebody watching social media? Have you ever been driving in the car with somebody watching social media? And these are supposed to be your loved ones. Have you ever been in the crib with your old lady or your old dude sitting right on the same couch with each other? You watching the football game and she's watching social media. Or you in the crib cooking and he's watching social media, right? So you got to look at the subtleness of the health of relationships that social media started to influence. You got to look at your children and how the communication between them started to have a deficiency due to social media. So when we're talking about the health, you're talking about the health of relationships, most importantly, that social media and other platforms will begin to corrode at. See, the reason why YouTube really wasn't like that, because YouTube was a do-it-yourself type of app. It was the Home Depot of apps, right? Do it yourself. You go on YouTube to learn about something, not necessarily learn about gossip, even though you can, not necessarily learn about this or that, but it was a how-to app. How to cook this recipe, how to fix this on your own, how to fix your car without taking it to the mechanic, how to learn this subject matter without going to school. So YouTube was a how-to app, right? And that's what allowed it to be successful so long. It was a how-to. So once you get how to do something, you put the damn app down. And you go back to the business of family. You go back to the business of job and all that. So you only really use YouTube to learn something about something, to learn how to do something. And that's what YouTube's laid his hat on. Facebook was about your school friends, right? Reuniting with the people that you went to school with, for the most part. Now some people are reuniting with old girlfriends and old history they shouldn't dig up no more, but for the most part, it was a link back up with your classmates type of app. Then here come Instagram, where everybody on the gram, right? But being on the gram, you mostly had still pictures, okay? And that was also being monitored to a way to where, you know, you can't come out trying to do anything civil or anything political. It's gonna be wiped off the app. So we didn't use these apps previously like TikTok came in. So now you got so used to being entertained that you don't know what to do no more. A brother actually started a soap opera on Facebook and TikTok by the name of Country Wayne. Literally started a black soap opera. Right? So you got all these things that are taking you away from the family dynamic, the relationship dynamic, the communication dynamic, right? So when you're talking about healthy relationships, you got to be able to put social media at the forefront in this day and age of why that may not exist moving forward. Okay? Because your boyfriend can't talk the same talk that you know about, so you go on social media to find someone who can. Not understanding that the relationship will start to corrode because you can't get that healthy dose of what you need in your personal space. So you carry the phone around with you all day. Okay? You carry the phone around with you all day long, feeling that void. To be in alignment, I told you guys that things were going to happen on January the 17th, and 2 days after that, TikTok gone. Okay? All of these things happen because it is in the timeline. Maybe not your timeline. Maybe you don't know what to do with yourself. Maybe you don't know how to handle yourself. But regardless of what new app come up, regardless of what new idea may spawn, don't allow it to interfere with what truly is natural to you. We're supposed to be communicating with each other. You can take a topic from a social media and then add it into the conversation with you and your environment. You can take a topic and make it a dinner subject. Make it a dinner topic. But don't let these things snatch you from your natural ability to communicate. Now here's the funny part. When we're talking about alignment, Uranus is the planet that's in control right now. Uranus is about to go into Gemini either this year in April. Now I want to be the first person to say this. All right? I'm going to be the first person to say this, so I want y'all to remember what your boy Erdman said. Uranus is about to go into Gemini in April 2025. They say April 2026. I'm going to say April 2025. That's me. That's what I'm going to say. When Uranus goes into Gemini, Gemini stands for communication. Communication. Also in April is the spring, where new ideas spring forth. Okay? Remember that this is the year of the 9. 2025 equals 9. So you're going to see a lot of things being completed. TikTok is completed. It's the first thing that you saw completed. Okay? Now we're in the winter season. So we're going to conserve energy, and then something new is going to spawn and grow in the spring. So the death of one thing in the winter is where it's supposed to be. When else would it have died? In the winter. So they could have said January the 21st. They could have said February the 21st. They said January the 19th. Keep it in the winter when things die down. But then there's going to be something that's going to spawn up communication-wise of April of 2025. And not just communication-wise as far as an app, but communication-wise as far as laws and regulations from the Trumpster. And this is going to be the beginning of 7 years of this change in communication. Now, either this change in communication is going to be via the applications that we have, or it's going to be in the way we communicate with one another. Because remember how I just started this. These apps are changing how we communicate with each other. We no longer have the same type of communication that we should have. Now, either in April, you're either going to get another app that's going to corrode communication, or you're going to get another idea that's going to corrode communication. Or even if they create the idea, the people may change and say, you know what? No longer will we put all of our eggs in the basket of social media. No longer will we entertain ourselves all day, every day with social media. So even if you create something else, we're going to be forced, or we're going to be more apt to communicate with our families, with our friends. We're going to use the phone for what it's initially made out of, and that's to talk to you. Either way, there's going to be a big change in communication come April of 2025. So y'all write that in your Rolodex. Tell them Erdman said it. And look out for it. You got 4 more months. Well, you got 3 more months actually. Look out for that. But it won't happen until Uranus shifts into Gemini. Because Uranus is the planet of change. Gemini is the sign of communication. There's going to be change in communication for the next 7 years. And Trump is going to have a lot to do about it. As a matter of fact, Trump might even make an app. He might even make an app, or he might even buy the technology that TikTok did and just make it an American thing. Still going to be censored, still going to be filtered information, but it's still going to have the look and the feel that TikTok had, right? But it's going to be Trump's idea, okay? Trump's app. You see what I'm saying? Regardless of what it is, it's going to change the way you communicate for the next 7 years. So most of us, whatever age you turn in this year, 45, 46, 34, 35, 20, 18, 19, 7 years, you're going to be dealing with this communication, this change in communication. Okay? And I know it's going to happen because TikTok just went down in 2025. So when something completes, another thing will begin. The completion of TikTok is nothing more than the fertilization. The fertilization for something to spring forth this spring. So watch that, man. Watch that, watch that, watch that, watch that. What you got? What you got? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, y'all? Yeah, April of 2025, y'all watch it. Watch it, man. You finna see it. I got the dates. Hopefully somebody ain't throw my paperwork away. I got the dates. Oh, here what my dates at. Most of these things throw away my dates. But don't worry, you guys. Don't worry, man. This is all in alignment. This is all in alignment. It has nothing to do with nothing else but the alignment. Remember I told you nothing is for nothing. But we as a people need to build our communication with each other and not be so dependent on learning things from applications. I'm telling y'all, TikTok taught everybody a lot. Not just as individuals, but as entities, as governments, as systems. It taught them a lot about people. You saying that TikTok is usurping American information, but I'm telling you that Americans are looking at the energy of the people and saying, wow, people are really navigating to this type of knowledge, this type of freedom. And so we got to take this stuff down before we are demanded to do it from the people. And I'm telling you, the Chinese was like, yeah, y'all keep out there telling us we mean for censoring. Because y'all don't want no coup. You don't want no coup to come up on your grounds. These people are starting to hate on each other. They starting to hate on each other. So I wonder about Red Note. Yeah, Red Note's supposed to be the next big thing, lemonade, all that. But the bottom line is, if you don't have the technology that TikTok got, it's just another thing. It may not be the best thing, but it's just another thing. So the information that you got to realize now is, look at how you was with TikTok. Look at how you was. I'm telling y'all, I know some folk that were like this all day long. All day long. Look at how you was with TikTok. Do you really want to be like that again? On your break, at work on your break, thumbing. You with your boyfriend, you claim you love, thumbing. You at your parents' house for Thanksgiving and Christmas, thumbing. Look at how you was. Is that really how you want to be? So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, is that really how you want to be? Nah, when you at Thanksgiving, I want you to talk to me. If you at Christmas party, I want you to talk to me. When we in the car together, I want you to talk to me. When we at dinner together, I want you to talk to me. You at break, talk to your coworkers, man. Get that humanism back in. So you guys are trying to find other apps. I get it. But what I'm saying is, look at how you was when it pertains to your relationships. Look at your children and how they were when it pertains to the relationship with you as a mother or as a father. They sit in the back seat, thumbing. They don't give a damn about what you playing on the radio. They don't care nothing about what your life was like today. They ain't asking you, Mom and Dad, how was work? They not sitting at the dinner table with you. You literally got to scream the boy up out of his room. You got to scream the girl off the cell phone. Now some stuff might have brought y'all together, some little funny thing. Mama, look at the app, Mama, look at what he did. Them folks so crazy on that TikTok, right? But for the most part, look at how you was. And ask yourself, was it healthy? Ask yourself, was it healthy? Was TikTok contributing a healthy communication skills to you? It may have been coming in with some finances, but was it contributing healthy communication between you and your loved one? So why go find another app? Why go find something else when you got to be able to fix what they are really trying to expound on? You got to fix what they trying to get rich off of. They know you don't like TV no more. They know you don't like the radio no more. That's why people are not on the radio like that, right? People are streaming. You're streaming music because they know that you don't listen to the radio no more. They know you don't like TV, so they're putting movies on streaming on your cell phone. So the people already get that you don't want to watch a big TV, that you don't want to listen to an old AM and FM radio. So you know that you're putting all in the palm of your hand. The cell phone. The cell phone. The cell phone. The cell phone. What's the operative word in cell phone? Your cells. Your cells. That's the operative word in cell phone, your cells. Lemonade is shut down as well. Your lemonade wasn't gonna really do too much. Rednote is actually more addictive than TikTok. It's crazy. Looks like TikTok copied its interface from Rednote. They're both Chinese. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the thing though, but I mean, again, what is it doing to you? Okay? When you swap out your applications for another one, then, you know, it's a good thing, it's a bad thing. Me personally, I use this stuff strictly for business. Okay? It's strictly business for me. You know, nothing personal, strictly business for me. I may go on there just to kind of get some ideas about how to go research something, where to go research something at. But it's strictly about, as me being a content creator, as me being a person that is in the business of learning, I go on there just to get tips of what to go research next, right? And I don't need to look at something long. I just need to hear one word, boom, okay, now let me go research that, right? Or let me go look more deeper into that, and this, that, and the third. So I'm pretty much everybody does the same, but I'm not just totally learning or totally being entertained off of those types of things. Now, again, it fucks with your communication skills. You see what I'm saying? So if you're messing with my communication skills, communication is here. It's the throat chakra. Communication is here. It's the throat chakra. Well, in medical astrology, the throat is the bull. Taurus is the bull. Okay, throat is the bull. So you got to look at the effects that it can have on you not being able to communicate properly. I tell people this all the time. When you can't communicate properly, when you're having doubt and distrust, and you can't voice your opinion, and you're not being heard, that's going to mess with your throat, but it's also going to mess with your thyroid, which is a major part of your endocrine system, right? The endocrine stress system is your stress hormones. So you'll see a lot of people stressing because they don't know how they're going to market, how they're going to advertise, how they're going to get the word out, how they're going to keep their company and brand going, how they're going to do this and how they're going to do that. You know, but I started my business before TikTok was even created. I started my business off of straight up Instagram and YouTube. You see what I'm saying? Facebook and all the oldies, the goodies but oldies, right? So I just had got on TikTok maybe 2 years ago. The business has been going since 2018, right? So did it help the business? Yes, because I went on there as a business content creator. But at the end of the day, it didn't affect me communicating wise, because I was on there solely for the building of a brand, solely for the building of business, solely for business transactions, nothing personal. So when you use these particular medias as what they are, marketing tools, then you get the benefit out of them. But when you start using them for personal entertainment tools, they start to mess with your communication skills with your loved ones. So you got to be careful. It seems like y'all want to be, in that space to where you're not able to communicate properly. You want to have something in your hand all day, every day. Instead of looking your man or your woman in the face and saying, babe, what's up? How you doing? What happened in your world today? Okay? And then get that same question back. Hey, babe, how you doing? What happened in your world today? You know? Hey, kids, how y'all doing? What happened in y'all world today? Right? So you can socialize without the media content. And you can market and do all that type of stuff without the socialization. So when you're looking at social media, you're going to look at it in two paradigms. Social is to be able to communicate, socialize. But you don't need media to do that. Media is a marketing thing, marketing. Well, you can market without saying shit. So you got to be able to understand the paradigm in which things are happening. But because you have showed these people, and you have showed them, you gave them 5 to 6 years, I don't know how long TikTok was, I think 5 years or so, you gave them 5 to 6 years of clinical trials. You gave them 5 to 6 years of clinical trials. You got the Mark Zuckerbergs, everybody, they going back into the lab. You gave these people 5 to 6 years of clinical trials that you are putting all the effort into your cell phone. That you ain't worried about an iPad, a laptop, you ain't worried about a desktop, you're not worried about a big screen TV, you're not worried about a radio. All you care about is your cell phone. And that's going to pull you away from the people you love the most. Now, in a natural sense, when your social skills corrode, social anxiety begins to heighten. When social anxiety begins to heighten, stress hormones kick in. When stress hormones kick in, body functions begin to disable. When body functions begin to disable, death is imminent. So you gotta look at it, y'all. It's about your health, man. Do you think we don't like each other as a society? It's not a like or love. It's not a like or love. It's a thing of you don't know what's happening to you because you don't know nature. So in other words, you're ignorant to what's going on. I think that we all can like each other if we talk to each other. But you don't know that if I keep you from talking to me, you're gonna stay not liking me, right? But the thing is that you don't really come in not liking me. You just come in not knowing me. So it's not about a love and like. I can get you to like me. I can get you to love me if you're willing to know me. But if I keep you from knowing me and keep your head down in the phone, then you ain't never gotta know me. You ain't never gotta like me. You ain't never gotta love me. You see? So I don't think it's a thing of do we actually really not like each other. I think we do. I just think that we don't, somebody is keeping you from away from knowing me. And it's your palm pilot. It's in the palm of your hand, it's your palm pilot. So if you keep me entertained within myself, then I don't need you for nothing. But that's a damn lie. We need each other. You know, we gotta have each other. So the natural propensity of things is that this is going to continue to keep heightening your stress, which is going to lead you still down high blood pressure, still down high cholesterol, still down high triglycerides, meaning you're going to gain weight. It's still going to lead you down the high blood sugar. You know, you can't escape that. Why? Because you can't break down information faster as you get it. See, they're overloading your brain, throwing your metabolism off. Remember, all things are information. You can't break down the information as fast as you're getting it. You can't process it as fast as you're getting it. That in your body is called metabolism problems. But that in your mind is called the same thing. Just imagine that you ate a bunch of food and didn't swallow it, then chew it up. Just imagine that you ate a bunch of steak, but you didn't hardly chew it. So you can't process that as fast as you need to. So that's going to sit on the stomach long, causing you constipation in the brain, right? Constipation in the gut, constipation in the brain. So they're shooting so much information at you, you think you're processing it fast, but you're not. And you're constipated information-wise. You don't know what's real, what's fake, what you need to hear versus what you don't need to hear. You just consuming visual information, consuming auditory information. And your brain is, you know what I'm saying, working at a capacity that it shouldn't be. And so you can't process it all. So therefore you'll hear all this information, but if I ask you about it, you've been forgot about it. You don't know about it, you can't remember it. Remember, you guys were coming live from the herb bar, so there may be customers coming in. If so, then we'll have to tend to the customers, but you get to get an inside scoop into the life of a holistic practitioner. All right? If you're ever in the Georgia area, please stop by, holler at your homie Herb Man. We're 5-star rated on Google. All you gotta do is Google Herb Man, INC. This one was crazy. The neck took a blow. I don't understand what you're saying there, Solar. But yeah, that's the biggest picture, man. I don't want to come on here long and stay on here long for the first video. We coming on here every Sunday. Make sure y'all get it. Everybody that know me, go tell somebody. Herb Man is back on YouTube. That's what we're doing. We're going to continue to keep disseminating this alignment. I got to keep you abreast of what's going on this year to make sure that you guys understand how to be looking out for all these things that are going on. You got to keep your eyes open. You got to understand there's a reason for everything. Okay? Social media affected posture. Yes, social media affected posture. It affected everything. Diet. It affected everything. Somebody said, oh, they sitting at the house doing COVID. Let's create an app. And everybody got so caught up in how easy it is to be famous. You know, most of your biggest celebrities now are TikTok famous, right? But at the end of the day, what the hell is TikTok fame? Right? What the hell is TikTok fame? So you got to be able to understand how it affects your health. Because you're not going to be able to get over the fact that they see that you're over consuming information. They're going to keep on throwing shit at you. And it's going to keep on throwing your mind out of balance. Do you know how much food that was on TikTok? Food that you know will kill you. But you kept seeing macaroni and cheese. You kept seeing fried pork chops and chitlins and barbecue and oxtails. They'll show you that shit 50 million times a day, that even if you're a vegan, it was hard to stay one. They weren't showing you really no vegan recipes on that motherfucker. They were showing you shit that'll kill you. On TikTok, they showing you folks eating pig and goat and cheese and fish. And I'm talking about they'll show you a motherfucker chopping the head off the fish, put it in the fry pan. They'll show you somebody pulling the skin off the pig, put it in the oven. So you are being entertained at your most lower self, your animalistic self. And you wonder what it's doing to you. It was egregious. And that's why I'm trying to tell you, when they get here, it's going to throw your metabolism, your processing of the information goes off. Remember that you got some build up and some breakdown. Some build up and breakdown, that's constantly happening, right? So that's input, output, input, output. Build up, breakdown, build up, breakdown, build up, breakdown. You're inputting with no output. It's not like you're applying any other information. You're just inputting it. Like you just got storage for days up in your RAM. You got storage for days. So now you got this constant input, this constant build-up, but no breakdown at the same rate. Build-up leads to what? Growth, supposedly. But if you're just storing it, then that's growth in other areas of your body that you don't want it to be. Growth, supposed to be, makes you smarter, makes you more resourceful. Growth is supposed to be, makes you more intellectual, makes you more intuitive. Growth supposed to be, you're using this information to move you further along in life. Some of y'all looked at credit repair so much and you still didn't get your credit repaired. You look at how to get rich so much, but you still ain't rich yet. You look at food videos so much, but you still ain't made no recipes. So you're just consuming and inputting, but you ain't getting no better from it. So you got to use it in order to lose it. You got to use it in order to break it down, so that you can make room for some more ideas, some more things. Don't get too consumptive with anything. Provide the proper processing time. Get an idea, process it, apply it, and get it out. Get an idea, process it, apply it, and get it out. Don't just keep hoarding. And that's what they're banking on. And when they get you imbalanced mentally, they got you imbalanced physically. Do you think the consumption of too much data can also cause gut weight? Yeah, we just talked about that, right? So we just talked about that. It can cause everything. Once your metabolism goes off here, then your metabolism goes off here. So, metabolic syndrome is if you got high blood pressure, high blood sugar, high triglycerides, high cholesterol, or a 40-inch waist or bigger. If you got 3 out of the 5, you're considered to be metabolic syndrome. You only need 3 out of the 5, right? And that automatically is going to let me know that you are taking in too much than you're burning, than you're using. Okay? So that's pretty much it. So just remember that moving forward. Metabolism is the processing of information for the brain and the processing of information for the gut. And the one system that handles this, even though we're talking about 2 different parts of the body, there's one system that handles this processing, and it's called the endocrine system. Your hormone system, harmony. So when you overload the hypothalamus, the pineal, the pituitary, then you overload the thyroid, which overloads the thymus, which overloads the pancreas, which overloads the adrenals, which overloads the gonads, and you overload it. So not only will this affect your mental, so let's go through this. Mental, hypothalamus, mental, pineal, mental, pituitary, mental. That's the central nervous system. But then you say it'll affect my thyroid. So now we down here. This is your endocrine system. Then you say my thymus gland. That's my immune system. Okay? Then from my thymus, you just said my pancreas. That's my digestive system. Then you say from the pancreas, my gonads. That's my reproductive system. Then you say from my gonads to my adrenals. That's my urinary system. Because the adrenals are connected to the kidneys. So look at how many systems I can affect by affecting one. By affecting your metabolism, I can affect your central nervous system. I can affect your endocrine system. I can affect your immune system. I can affect your digestive system. I can affect your reproduction system. And I can affect your urinary system. Okay? All by affecting your metabolism. I'm going to repeat that one more time. By affecting your metabolism, I can affect your central nervous system. Here. I can affect your endocrine system. I can affect your immune system. I can affect your digestive system. I can affect your reproduction system. And I can affect your urinary system just by messing with your metabolism. Just by overloading you. Okay? Now, will that kill a man or not? Watch what you're asking for. Watch what you're asking for. Understand the dynamic of your nature. Be careful what you're asking for. Power of life and death is in the tongue. One thing goes off and it's affecting 6 major systems of the body. When your central nervous system is out of whack, you got anxiety issues, depression issues, stress issues. When your endocrine system is out of whack, you got chemical imbalances, thinking you're a female when you're a male, male when you're a female, etc., etc. When your immune system is off whack, you can catch anything and can't cure nothing. When your digestive system is off whack, you're getting fat as hell or you're getting skinny as hell. When your reproductive system is off whack, then you're not being fulfilled. You're not being fulfilled. When your reproductive system get off whack, you're not being fulfilled. You can't pleasure nobody, nor do you feel pleasure. You can't get motherhood. You can't experience fatherhood. You can't even experience a good night's bedroom thing. So you have no fulfillment when the reproductive system goes off track. When your urinary system goes off track, you messed up. One thing can do all of that? Yes. You have to learn how to process information better. The information that we're getting off social media and the information that we're getting from our foods have to be processed better. All right? That's all I'm going to say today. It is 11 o'clock. I'm normally going to stay on here for 2 hours the next time we come on, but I was just trying to test the waters. Go tell somebody your homie is on YouTube. Everything's going to be okay, you guys. But there will be a change in how we communicate come 3 more months from now. Watch what's happening in your world. Stay aligned. I love you guys, man. And there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Until next time. Love her, man. Peace. Appreciate all y'all, man.